women have to be extremely strong. They don't have the physical strength that men do, but they compensate it by tremendous inner strength. And they tap into their inner strength because most often there is no choice. What is the alternative? To sit and cry. I once saw a lady at a traffic light. She was going towards this bus, and this bus was crossing and he wasn't supposed to cross. And instead of braking, she covered her face. She covered her face. She was screaming, but she didn't have the mindset to press the brake. It was funny. It was funny. There are certain areas in your life, and there are certain people with whom you can be extremely strong. But we all have our Achilles heels. There are those moments in your life when you feel you don't know what to do, you feel helpless. You're so caught up in the emotion of everything that you can't center. I remember a time that I had to take care of my mother for 9 weeks, something similar to this, when she was really, really, really sick. And when you feel like there's nothing you can do, my mother was lying there swollen on the bed, unable to breathe, and all I could do was meditate and pray. I meditated 3 times a day. 3 times a day, because it's draining to take care of someone you love. Because most often, the emotion overwhelms you. And it's hard not to feel the emotion, to stay centered. When I'm in the middle of a situation, my nature is such, I'm very strong. If I'm right there. But if I'm far away, it's the stories in my head take over. What is inner strength? Inner strength is walking ahead even though the road is filled with potholes and puddles and trenches. You still go on. People on the front line, the Civil War, they knew they were marching into their death, but they went regardless. You still plod on, but you do it one day at a time. Today, you go through. The draining, the inability to stay centered comes only when you listen to your emotions. What if? What am I going to do if? There's a certain inevitability in life. We are born, and then we die. Not in control of either of those, but in the interim, how you live your life is what matters. And you don't want to watch your close family suffering. You don't. It's the biggest torture. But it's also the biggest lesson. You can't suffer for them. You have to be strong for them. Their suffering, their bodily pain is theirs. We all are going to go in some way or another. That's a realization that one must come to very early in life. That we're going to go, and everyone around us is going to go. It's all over in a flash. Yet we fill our lives with so much of drama and nonsense and emotion and waste our time. Dealing with death was never easy for me. My father passed away when I was very young. Not very young, but Lavanya was just born. And I lived in Mexico. And I could not understand what it meant. And I could not face it. But I was very fortunate at the time that there was a Sanskrit scholar from Bhavan's Institute, Bombay, who had come to set up something in Mexico. And he came and he explained chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, which deals with death. The impermanence of life. It still took me a long time. I think a whole year. A whole year has to pass. Your journey is your own. Some people were born so that they can help others. And if in any way you can help your spouse, your mother, your children, you are actually so fortunate. So fortunate. In India, especially now, you hear of many stories of parents being put into homes. We've got a lot of homes and the property being taken away. And it's really sad. And that kindness and caring is what heals. So my mother believes that as soon as I'm there, she's going to begin the process of healing. She's going to be fine. She relies on my strength. So in no way can I ever show her any negative emotion or any weak emotion. I have to be that strength to pull her up. And I realize that at some point it's going to happen. And when she does pass on, I want to be able to say, when she lived, I did whatever I could to make her smile, to make her happy. And that's what you need to do in any time of crisis. Recently spoke to a friend who was going through a divorce, and we were really shocked because this was a couple that we thought would always be together. For whatever reason, he feels he needs to see more women. And her reaction, she could have crumbled, she could have taken to drink, she could have, been on medication. But no, she went to the TM center and learned how to meditate. And she says she meditates every single day, and That's what gives her the inner strength. Because when you meditate, when you sit down, there's nothing. There's no problem. There's no emotion. There's no feeling. There just is. It's a state of isness, if I can even use that word. Just to be. And from that point, when you're just at nothing, you can only springboard upward. There's no spiraling downward. You're at the base. It fills you up with that sense of enthusiasm. And yeah, during the day, taking care of old people, your prana keeps falling. It keeps falling. And the more it falls, the more you have to do the breathing, the more you have to do the meditation. I'd be sitting in the hospital and people might think I'm crazy, but there I'm doing Bhastrika. And we get rid of all the negative feelings that I'm feeling, all the feelings of doom and gloom. Because patients catch on. They catch on, and a lot of you are in the medical field and you know what it's like to be with someone who thinks they're dying. The wise man says, when you are born, the clock is ticking. Somehow, when you have a hospitalization and you have a diagnosis of cancer, it becomes more real. And these situations make you understand that life is very transitory. It's here, it's gone. So what are you going to do with it? How are you going to live it? Who are you going to make happy and who are you going to make sad? What is the quality of the words that come out of your mouth? What is the quality of thoughts that occupy your mind? We do small things, we do big things. But it's just things that keep happening. And through it all, what are you doing? How are you feeling? The happiness that we think is in relationships and money and all of that lies in that center where there's only that feeling of compassion. And compassion is not pity. It's not. Don't confuse the two. Osho always says the fragrance of meditation is compassion. When you crush the flower of meditation, what comes out is compassion. When you're compassionate, you don't identify with the person's problem. If you did, you would never be able to help them. Because you're already, you're in their position already and you're gone. That distance has to be kept in order to be of service. You do whatever you do, like pouring oil into a fire, ghee into a fire, in the spirit of self-sacrifice. And you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything. So it's a no-brainer for me to just pack up and leave, because it's what I have to do. And I have to be her source of strength, no matter what happens. We all do it. You'd be surprised at how much inner strength you have. You think most people, I can never stay home alone. I can never do this. I can never do that. You can do anything. You can do anything. Just unbelievable, especially in times of crisis. How you're able to center. And normally it's the woman of the household that centers whenever there's a crisis in the house. Because for years, for generations, for millennia, women have gone through very hard times. Very hard times. And they have developed inside them this ability to withstand. They bend like palm trees, but they never break. That's the quality you're looking for. To move and do what is needed, yet not give too much of yourself. You keep replenishing with meditation. If you meditate once a day, when you're caring for someone, it's got to be 2 or 3 times in a day. It's got to. You feel the need yourself. Automatically you just sit down and close your eyes. That's how I do it.